hey guys, welcome to our channel. My name's Hannah.
And I'm Emmaus.
And we're here to share with you our most asked question from our viewers and our friends.
And no, that is not, are we having kids yet? No.
The question is, how did you guys meet?
Man, that seems
Two weirdos.
I know, that seems like it was like a couple years ago, right?
It was, yeah.
So whenever I was back in high school, I heard your name before. Let me see. I followed your friend Kelsey Weaver. I think I knew her from like 180 Weekends or something like that. And all of a sudden, I saw this beautiful brown-headed girl pop up on her feed. So I tapped on the screen to see who was tagged in the picture, and it was at Hannah Brewer 02. And I went, oh my goodness, it's her. And I clicked on her profile, and it said follow back. I went, ooh. So I could like send her a message to get to know her, but that'd be like a stranger. So in the business world, we have what's called warm leads and cold leads. So let's say, for example, if I was trying to make a promotional video for your hairdresser in Belmont, if I just sent them a message saying, hey, I'm a videographer in Charlotte, I want to make you a video.
They're going to be like,
no,
who are
probably
you? You're
not.
Weird.
That's what's called a cold lead. A warm lead is where I say, hey, hairdresser, my wife Hannah goes to your business. She absolutely loves it, and she just raves about your products, and I would love to make a video. See, the main difference is that I have a connection, which is called a warm lead.
And even better, I could go to my hairdresser and say, my husband's a videographer and wants to make a video, and that's an even warmer lead.
Exactly. So how in the world does this relate to me trying to just get to even talking to this pretty girl? Well, I'll tell you how. I went to her best friend first, so I would have a warm lead. So I actually messaged Kelsey Weaver. If she's watching this, she'll probably remember.
Yes.
That I messaged Kelsey and was like, hey, Kelsey, hope you're doing well. Basically, I just got pretty straight to it.
He's single and looking to date.
Yeah, I was just pretty single. I mean, not single. I said I was pretty serious. Just straight up. I was like, hey, Kelsey, hope you're doing well. So I saw this pretty girl tagged in one of your pictures, Hannah, your best friend or whatever, and honestly, she's one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen before. By chance, is she single or talking to anyone? Thought she was going to say like, hey, Emmaus, yes, she is single, hope you're doing well, whatever. But she did say, hey, Emmaus, yes, she is single, would you like her number? And I went, that's like, the client came to me and is like, will you like want to shoot a video with us, and we'll like pay you today, and we'll like book you. I was like, oh my goodness, that's not just a cold lead. That's not even a warm lead. That's like oh my goodness, that's like, wow. Yeah. And I was like, yes, I would like her number. Thank you. and I texted her, and I'll let you go and pick up from here.
So me and Kelsey were at our clinical rotation. It was on a Saturday, and we had all ridden together, and she looked at me, and we were partners that time, and it was our last clinical rotation actually. And she looked at me and she was like, you know, are you interested in like talking to anyone? Are you talking to anyone currently? And I was like, no, but I mean, who is it? What's the situation? Let's see what happens. And she was like, well, it's this guy. His name's Emmaus. And I was like, he followed me on Instagram a few days ago. But then I was like, he unfollowed me. So maybe like he's not interested. I was a little bit confused. But she was like, well, he asked for your number. Can I give it to him? And I was like, well, I'm not talking to anyone, so sure, why not? And so she gave it to him, and you texted me right away. I think it was within like 20 or 30 minutes. I got back to Gardner Webb. I was eating in the cafeteria. You were like, what's up? And like we were already like hitting it off. And
oh yeah, I was like, how's your day? You were telling me about clinical. And so yeah, I started texting back and forth with Hannah immediately. And what I loved about her was like, she didn't just respond, but she asked questions back, which sometimes is like sort of rare with like people.
Well, I was trying to be intentional.
I know, but
because I actually wanted it to go somewhere. I was like, this has potential, and so I wanted to respond and be open. You know,
yeah. So, and essentially, we started texting back and forth. Like we texted actually a lot for the first day. We did. I think we stayed up until like 1 a.m. just texting, and I was just like,
I was tired the next day. Should we have done that? Probably not.
But we just stayed up. We just love getting to know each other.
We were young, yeah.
I know. And I remember I was
we are young. I just said we were young. We are young.
True. But I remember I asked you on a date. It took 2 or 3 tries because your dad was in town. Actually, I'll let you tell it from your perspective.
My dad was in town, and he comes to town like every couple months. And I was like, my dad's in town. Like, I'm not coming to go on a date with you for like a couple hours, because that's like time that I could be spending with him. And I mean, you totally understood that. Of course. And we're like, of course, like, when's the next time you can meet up?
So eventually I asked her, like, here, would you want to go on a date sometime this week? And from what I remember, honestly, you were pretty impressed by that. It wasn't like, you want to hang out, you want to chill. Like she knew, like I found her like really attractive, and I liked her personality from what I knew. Just like a week of talking to her, and I was like, can I take you on a date? And she was like, yes. And I was like, where do you want to go? Or we started talking about it.
I was like, bold, but I like it.
And we went to Cracker Barrel. And honestly, I was like, this is going like really good. Like, she's like so pretty. And I was like, she's absolutely beautiful. Because like, you know, sometimes like whenever you like see people on Instagram, they're like different than real life. And I was like, I had a feeling she was like, I was like who she had said she was. But you just never know with people you meet online. And I remember I went to her mom's house to go pick her up. She's even prettier in person than she was on social media. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, she's like just so happy and like just so fun to be around.
You're so cute.
And I remember at Cracker Barrel, I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, how do I get this date to like not end? And I was like, so like, would you want to go to like Top Golf?
I was like, so like tomorrow?
Or like
the
when?
next day?
And I was like, oh, maybe like 10 minutes.
I was like, so like continue with this day?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea.
I know. So we went to Top Golf, and honestly, we just had fun.
We did.
I can't remember if you beat me or not.
I think I won.
Probably. But as you see in this picture, like, we just looked like so young.
We were
And she
so
was
young.
like so out of my league. But honestly, we had so much fun at Top Golf. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm really interested in.
You were consistent and kept pursuing me, and we got married a year later.
I know.
Look at that.
I know.
The rest is history.
Yeah, so that's how we met. It all through a text and through going to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, so that's probably why it's probably one of our favorite places to eat.
I know, because whenever we go, we'll be like, oh, you remember sitting at that table?
Yeah.
We were these two, like...
Gotta get the mama's pancake breakfast.
Yes.
It's the best.
So, and also in the future video, we'll go and cover some of the steps to us getting engaged, and also the story behind that, and also some of the steps and stories of us leading up to getting married.
Yes,
So,
that
yeah.
was such a fun season.
Yes, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video of our most asked question of how did you guys meet? Bye, guys.
Bye.